Here's your new 3000 character script, rewritten in a fresh way and branded for Screenscope Reviews, with a strong Today's Update tone. You're watching Screenscope Reviews, where sequels don't repeat the past, they challenge it. And today's update on I Am Legend 2 isn't about explosions, callbacks, or nostalgia. It's about consequences. For nearly 2 decades, Robert Neville has lived in our memory as a martyr. The last rational man. The scientist who stood between extinction and hope. The cure was his redemption. The infected were monsters. And the line between us and them felt simple. But the sequel is reportedly leaning into the alternate ending. Neville survives. And survival changes everything. Because a living Neville isn't frozen in sacrifice. He has to carry what he believed, and what he may have misunderstood. This new direction reframes the infected, not as mindless remnants of humanity, but as something far more unsettling. Adaptive, structured, capable of learning. While Neville was experimenting alone, broadcasting into silence, they were evolving. That single shift destabilizes the moral foundation of the original film. If they form territories. If they communicate. If they protect their own. Then what exactly was Neville curing? The sequel reportedly presents cities not as dead zones, but as transformed ecosystems. Skyscrapers swallowed by vines. Streets operating like invisible borders. Movement in the dark that isn't random, it's deliberate. The apocalypse didn't erase civilization. It rewrote it. And this is where Michael B. Jordan's character becomes essential. He represents a generation born after the fall. No memory of traffic. No nostalgia for glowing skylines or governments. The old world isn't sacred to him. It's history. To Neville, the cure means restoration. To Jordan's character, it might mean erasure. Their conflict isn't hero versus villain. It's restoration versus evolution. Neville believes humanity has the right, maybe even the obligation, to reclaim dominance. To bring the world back to what it was. To correct the mutation. But what if mutation isn't corruption? What if it's adaptation? Jordan's character challenges the premise itself. Why does the old world automatically deserve revival? Why does being first grant permanent ownership of the future? Around them, the world reflects this debate. Human enclaves exist, but they're smaller, cautious, fortified. The infected move with less chaos and more coordination. Signals in the dark. Patterns of patrol. A hierarchy implied, but not fully understood. Every abandoned street feels less like a ruin. And more like contested ground. And that's where the horror shifts. It's no longer about survival. It's about definition. The true terror of I Am Legend may second not be violence. It may be realization. The possibility that Neville wasn't preserving humanity. He was resisting its next form. If the infected can build community, protect one another, and evolve beyond instinct, then who decides which version of human inherits the earth? Biology? Memory? Behavior? This sequel doesn't ask who wins. It asks who belongs. And that leaves us with one final question. Should the world be restored? Or should it be allowed to become something new?